I'm Nathan Pyne-Carter of Ace Aquatec. I'm the managing director of the company here in Dundee. For a number of years we've been producing innovative equipment for the aquaculture industry. We're an award-winning company. We won a Queen's Award in 2016 and the Aquanaut Innovation Award in 2017. Our electric stunners are going all around the world. They're being produced and shipped across to Chile or Norway or New Zealand. And so we need a partner who's able to work with us on the requirements for entry into those areas. And Dynamic EMS provide a full service from the build to the packing of the equipment, and we simply have to place an order with our carriage broker, and the equipment is picked up from Dynamic EMS and shipped to the customer. So we are completely hands-off that product, and it's completely under the wing of Dynamic EMS's engineering team until we pick it up on the site in whichever country we ship to. I think for us the key thing is that we're able to put forward a testing protocol, and they have trained individuals who can carry out the testing requirements that we need. I think aside from that, the equipment is very sensitive, so it's high power electronics. In our system, we tend to stack power units, so they're high power switching electronics. Typically, they tend to be up to 75 kilowatt power systems. Within the unit itself, there's a lot of sophistication, so we built it to work in extreme conditions, so often in fishing vessels where waves will be pouring over the unit. Within that unit, there's a dehumidifier, which is extracting anything, any ambient water content from the air, and is removing that so it doesn't affect the electronics. We have to be very careful about controlling for heat, so the system has been designed to be water-cooled, so that we can lock the system down with a lid. It has an IP68 case, so you could, if you wanted to, dump the whole thing in the ocean and then retrieve it, and it would still be working perfectly. And so the intention was to over-engineer a solution that could be applied in all contexts, work in some pretty extreme weathers and conditions. With our business, because we're not producing any equipment ourselves, we have scalability built into it, but it relies necessarily on an assembly company that is able to match the demand that we have. So from day one, we were looking for a company that had the capacity to upscale production, but also the willingness to allow us to order a small quantity of systems, which is not always the case when you have a big manufacturing plant. They often will request large orders. So we started with a handful of systems being ordered with Dynamic, so 5 electric stunners initially, and now we've are growing up the product and able to look forward to more of a mass-produced system. And this is why we're bringing our new camera model to them as well. And we'll be starting with orders of 10, but quickly upscaling to 100 systems. And we think that Dynamic EMS is well positioned to cater for that, both at the smaller end of the market with attention to detail, but also at the mass production stage. We have a strong interest in producing environmentally responsible products, and that's echoed in what Dynamic EMS do. Also a personalized team. We're on first name basis with all of the guys there. We have regular meetings, and they always go out their way to try to accommodate us, above and beyond the call of most companies. I think it's a very good attitude and great company to work with. I think the location of Dynamic EMS is fantastic for us. I mean, we've recently moved to Dundee here. There's a lot of buzz about Dundee with the arrival of the VNA, but it's got great connections. We have a lot of distributors and customers that fly into Edinburgh, and on their route to Dundee they can stop off at Dynamic EMS and see the factory where the stunners are produced, and this gives them a very good understanding of the sort of quality and the scale of the equipment that we'll be delivering to their farms. In terms of what Dynamic EMS can do for us, it's the regularity of production, the performance criteria, being able to produce things on time, being able to cost the systems and find price reductions, which is critical for our operations. We provide systems on rentals, so we need systems to be highly reliable and as cost effective as possible.